Hi, I'm Jason Whitehead, CEO of Tritons. I talk to a lot of people about IT success and what it takes to achieve the desired business outcomes people want from their IT investments. And it's been really interesting that despite the increased focus on software adoption and customer success, many organizations still struggle to get the value they want from their IT investments. And when I talk with people and I ask them, well, tell me about your approach, tell me the details of how you went about getting success, what did you do? It becomes pretty clear and pretty obvious very quickly that a lot of the steps they're taking and the methods they use and the approaches they take are actually setting them up for failure. So what I want to do is in this short video series, share with you several things that you can do differently that will allow you to take bold action to get a better result. So let's jump right in. So here's the success curve. At the start of an IT project, when it's first even considered or visualized, someone in the organization says, we have a business challenge and a business need that needs to be solved. And we think that if we invest in technology and spend the time and effort to get it up and running and actually get people to use it, we will be much better off at some point in the future. So when we look at this, we take a little timeline here. Right up here is success right at the very top, and right down here is failure. And at the very start, we haven't really done anything yet. We haven't invested any time or money or effort yet. But that comes very quickly. And we say, hey, if we solve this business problem at some point in the future, we will achieve this goal, and won't that be great? Our business will be better off, and it really doesn't matter what measure of success you're looking for, if it's saving time and money, improving quality, increasing revenues, eliminating work and waste, whatever it may be, we'll be so much better off as a result of this technology investment. So then we go through, and typically it's like, all right, let's go and figure out and spend a little bit of time and effort looking at some of the systems and trying to learn what's out there. Then maybe we'll speak to some vendors, maybe do an RFP. Then we'll do some requirements gathering, we'll sign a contract, we'll go through and we'll design the system and we'll build it and we'll configure it and we'll test it all out. And then at some point in the future, we actually go live with it. And isn't that great? And for most IT folks, if we're on time and on budget getting the system live and out the door, that's success. And when we look at all this effort and all this time and all the meetings and all the work and all the reviews, all of this down here, this is all sunk cost. The moment you go live, you haven't gotten 1 ounce of value yet, which is really astonishing. And yet what's interesting is when we talk to technology folks, many times they say, that's our job. We got it out the door and live. What the business does with it from there is up to them. As long as we hit this, we're successful. And by the way, many times that's how we're rewarded and measured, on time and on budget. Right now, this is a huge failure. You haven't gotten 1 ounce of business value. What you have is this huge success gap. So one of the big challenges here is I say, well, whose job is it to get there? And what are the steps and activities that you take? How do you get there? And many times people don't know because it's usually no one's job to get there. And that's a real challenge. So let's look, how do you move from this big mess of sunk cost and time? Sure, you got a system live, but you haven't gotten any value from it. How do you actually get here? Well, if you're lucky, you'll get, some people will start to use it, and you get a little bit of value in some other teams, and maybe some more systems and processes get done. And at some point, you might recover some of your cost. And you might even break even. And that's great. You know, that's an important step. You're on the path and the trajectory to get there. The reality is this usually takes longer, and many times there's other additional rework and other enhancements and things that your costs do keep going in a little bit. So many times this happens much later than you expect. And then eventually people will start to use it, and you might actually get success at some point. And this is all the business benefits that you would expect to see. So eventually people start to use it, and you might be successful. But typically this happens much farther out than people expect, and the level of success achieved is typically the much lower. So what I highly recommend you do is from the very start of the project, get everyone focused on this business success and outcomes goal and not focused right here. Shift their focus and ask yourself what needs to happen to come up this curve and to achieve those business outcomes. Who needs to do it? And what sort of resources do we need to do it? And what you'll probably find is that you don't know or you don't have an approach. And a simple test is, if you can't map out a project plan and resource load it, you probably are not going to achieve that level of results that you want. So you can tell yourself right up there, we've got to make a shift. All right. I hope this is really helpful. Tune into the next video where we'll talk through some more of issues and implications around here and how to shift once this is outside the technology realm and into the organizational and user and behavioral realm and what to do about those.